Right. Before we get started, there are ground rules. Okay.
And the ground rules are no respawn.
Right. Yes, there's no respawn. So you are sitting in for respawn. So what we want from you is your hot takes. So when we tell you some information, yeah.
I need to fill in for everyone.
No. We need your hot takes and any questions that suddenly pop
Give
into
him
your
an
brain.
inch and he takes a mile.
Right. So if you suddenly think cake and want to ask a question about cake, do a respawn and just suddenly butt in and ask us a question.
But be sure to preface it by, this is not for the podcast, but...
Yes, you have to say, this is not for the podcast, but I just want to ask this question.
I love how he leaves it in, too. I'm like, this is not for the podcast. And he deliberately leaves it in.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes,
He's the AFK
you've got to listen to what we're telling you. Yeah?
Yes, so I can just read that.
Oh. I'm thinking that maybe this was wrong. Because so far we've had 20 minutes
You're
of you
going to have to hold auditions
shouting
next
at the
week.
microphone, and all it's going to be is Parody laughing in the background.
Okay. Welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast. And I forgot all the other words. Okay, here, ladies and gentlemen, we got all the Destiny news you need. This week, we have one Hunter Master, and that is me.
A brilliant introduction there.
Perfect. Welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast. A show where we discuss tips, tricks, and tools to help all Guardians succeed and enjoy playing more. So, what makes us different, you may ask? Well, we're not streamers or YouTubers. We just have a passion for Destiny and are dedicated to keeping Guardians informed and up to date with all the latest Destiny 2 news and information and opinions. We encourage your questions and feedback. You can contact us either by email at twotitansandahunter@hotmail.com or on Twitter at twotitans_hunter. Now, on with the show.
Why are you here? I thought you were going to be busy. You were going to be working.
I am working. And as soon as they start talking, I'll mute myself. I just wanted to listen to the show until I physically got on the plane.
Oh, bless you.
Oh, shut up.
If only this was going to be recorded and you can listen to it after the fact.
I can only hear a little bit.
Nah, because that's edited, man. I want to hear the raw footage. Mostly, I want to hear Phoenix do Respawn's Report Roundup.
Are we going to get rid of Respawn now?
No,
Oh, Phoenix! The betrayal! The betrayal! Oh my god. Phoenix, you act like you don't want me around, dude. I feel
don't.
betrayed. Oh. Why?
Not
I thought we
sugarcoating
were
that one at
friends.
all.
No, he's not.
But you don't have the mic. I have the mic.
Betrayal.
well, no, we both have the mic. It's there.
Yeah, well, it's mine now.
It will still hear me, no matter where you
It
put
will still heal me.
Yeah, still hear me.
Self-res
Well,
mic, I like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we don't have Respawn this week because he's just a robot.
That's right.
Totally unscripted this week.
No, you've got a script right there. You're going to do a little sing along about no. Oh.
We do not have a script. He's a liar.
No, we definitely
He's definitely a
We-
liar. And my heart is broken.
Yes, you do. You have one under your
No.
laptop.
We couldn't
that's my
script
note.
this.
That's my notes. That's important things to tell people.
Just type it into the laptop then.
It's like trying to script Jim Carrey or Ryan
Just get
Reynolds.
it, type it into the laptop.
It's a good
and you're
idea at
done
first,
with
but
their
it
notes.
goes away real quick.
So if we got no Respawn,
No, Respawn's just going to listen. He's travelling, so he's going to mute himself.
so
and
he's in the airport or the hotel or the car, or he's got a screaming child.
Yes.
Long time
He's got a screaming
listeners.
child, so he can't talk.
Third time caller? Second time caller?
Yes.
I can't really hear you guys.
No, you can't really hear us. That's good.
I can't hear you mumbling that Respawn is gone.
No.
The reason why I can't have Respawn
Stop
around here.
shouting.
Oh.
Stop shouting.
I thought I was filling in for Respawn.
He's got a point. He's got a
Yeah,
point.
I can't argue with that.
Now
He's
Respawn
got
is
it
me.
down packed.
Respawn is me, and I am Respawn.
I love it.
The transformation has become
Phoenix is a
complete.
genius. You can tell Phoenix is one of the people that listen to me the most because as soon as you said you're filling in for Respawn, he starts yelling.
One of the people who
sounds like-
love you the most is
stop shouting.
Respawn.
I'm filling in for Respawn. I have to shout.
That's the rule.
You've
That's
got-
how this works.
Respawn's got one follower, and that's himself.
That's right. That's the most important follower too. Good. He is both my biggest fan and my biggest rival, all in the same kid.
This week I am a hunter, so I have to replace you because I am better.
You absolutely do. You absolutely are. I can't stand up to you in any way, shape, or
All
form.
Respawn needs to improve his sound quality is no more traveling. You just stay in the same thing. Just stay in the same house. Oh no, he's gone. So we got to start on. So who starts the show after I do the intro?
Well, I will edit it and make it all sound a little bit different.
No. Wait, so you're gonna record from last week
No,
and put that from
no.
the start.
It's like having Respawn on the podcast. I have to explain every little thing to him. Oh.
Pan was right.
Okay, everyone, start talking about random things because I don't know what happens once I do the intro.
It's fine.
I've got a random thing. Bungie rewards are ending soon. You should claim your rewards before the end of the season, or you're not going to have things. You're not going to have your ghost pin, or your pretty emblem, or your musical tracks. Although you kind of need to finish, the prophecy dungeon and some other things to earn those rewards. So if you've earned the rewards, check bungie.net/rewards to claim those rewards before the season ends. Or you get nothing, you lose. Good day, sirs. What's happening next week in Destiny?
Well, I haven't introduced us yet, so
People know. This is where we're 93 episodes in.
We
They know
got
who we are.
Phoenix the Demon, which you stole my name, and then we got Purdy, and
Parademon.
Respawn, which isn't here, and not Arth is arriving later.
no, not Arth's not going to be here this week.
What's the law?
He's a bit busy, bless him.
So Respawn's gonna have to take over Arth's bit.
No, Respawn's not taking over any bit.
So Respawn's just here to mute his mic and just listen.
No, Respawn just wants to listen in, and he's going to critique how well you take over the podcast from him. You're the only person he's allowed to come on the podcast, be a hunter in his place. Do you feel very special at this point in time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so Respawn can hear us, but
Yeah.
we just can't hear him.
That's a good thing.
So if he's swearing, we won't be able to hear him.
Exactly.
He would be swearing right now because I'm taking over his bit right now.
Yeah.
And in his dreams last week, he said, not Arth was taking over his place, and he got mad.
Yeah. So he didn't think that for 1 second you'd sneak in there and take over. Really, in the dream, when Not Arth ripped off his face, it was you underneath. Well, there you go. There's the introductions this week. Welcome to the show. And yes, we've brought a little hunter along this week to fill in for the big hunter.
No.
You are little.
No, I'm the big hunter because Respawn's filling in as me, and I'm Respawn.
So, next week in Destiny.
Next week.
It's the final week of Season of Arrivals, Nix.
Well, I don't have my wither hood, so wait. Why do I even need the wither from Minecraft? The wither from Minecraft just fires skulls. That's gonna be useless.
This isn't Minecraft talk. This is Destiny talk. So we're talking about what's happening next week in Destiny. So what you're saying to me?
The wither hood spits out heads.
No, it
technically like the wither in Minecraft. It spits out balls of
Taken blight stuff.
No, it fires out black.
Right. So what you're actually asking is, before the end of the season, can you help me get the Wither Horde? Is that what you're saying to me? Okay, good. So T-minus 1 week until Beyond Light. So Triple Valor and Infamy will be available all week long. No Iron Banner talk. So the last one was the last Iron Banner. I do apologise because last week I said that it possibly would come this week, but obviously not. They're not going to throw everything at us.
Lockdown is where you start from the start and then go to the end, and then you.
Yeah, but look, this week they're not even telling anybody what the Crucible modes are. It's just going to be a big guess.
My big guess is Lockdown, Crucible, everything else. All the things except for Iron Banner. We got everything, ladies and gentlemen, except for Iron Banner.
It's just a giant free for all. They're just gonna. It's like big team battle. They're gonna throw like 70 people into a match.
Yeah,
they're gonna put Fortnite into Destiny. They're gonna throw everybody into a match and go, figure it out. Eventually, you'll overwhelm the high power people by having so many of you.
So it is the final week for you to get your moments of triumph done.
Later.
And everything else that you need to get done.
Why did it take you to tell everyone that?
Because Respawn, you keep interrupting me.
How about I be the little tiny Titan? I be taking over your place, and then you be taking over Party's place. Respawn just not being here.
I don't really believe that the Nyx is probably taking over Respawn until he has a bowl of cereal or some sort of breakfast in front of him.
Oh, mini Respawn's already eaten this morning before the podcast.
I'll see.
You know when you said
you already got off to a bad start then.
Cake? You know when you said talk about when you wanted to talk about cake?
Yeah.
I ate cake.
That's good.
You asked me to get a drink, and now I'm thirsty.
Sounds like you should have the drink.
Wait, isn't my bedroom that like? Can I just make a hole? Can I just do a hole?
Is this enough Respawn-ness for you to replace the Respawn? Just random chatter.
Okay, Respawn has to unplug his mic. Put his mic back in, or unmute it, so he can say yes.
Next, you need to take it down a notch, okay?
Okay, you guys won't hear me for the rest of the show, but I'll put memes in.
Right, good. That's good. That's a good thing.
Phenomenal.
That won't last 2 seconds.
So should we get into this week of Destiny?
Yeah.
Since we don't know what's happening next week, might as well talk about what's going on this week.
Well, yeah. Let's talk
I've
about.
One question for you. How am I supposed to do the other memes if I can only do?
You're not doing memes.
You said yes.
Gotta figure it out.
Yes, but that was to keep you quiet, Respawn.
I'm not Respawn.
You are now.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
This week in Bungie for the 29th of October, 2020. Also pre-Halloween. So there's a lot going on right now. I mean, like a lot. There's a lot. We got a new Vidoc with sweet new breast pump sounds.
Not Halloween. It's like one more day until Halloween. Halloween yet.
No, Halloween's today.
Yeah, it's Halloween here.
So I'm going to have to get into my costume.
I don't know what time you're in, but it's Halloween where I am.
Quack, I'm a chubby
and you're
duck.
In the future.
Quack, I'm a chubby duck.
Oh. You're this close to being put down that trapdoor.
No!
You are.
It puts the lotion on its skin, else it gets the hose again.
Yes.
Oh, dear. So we've got a lot on this week. That's where we got to, wasn't it? We had loads. Yeah, we've had lots of.
We did. There was
this week.
We've had one thing.
There was a Vidoc where they talked about sounds and shapes and pictures and colors, and the poor sound people trying to figure out what sounds they could use out in the world to, power these weapons next season. Breast pumps and nails on chalkboards and whatever else they decide to use.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are talking.
Oh, okay, Respawn. So you haven't followed what's been going on this week?
Yeah, so you haven't watched the Vidoc. If you watched the Vidoc, all would become clear to you.
Since last week.
We're probably doing better than Respawn. Respawn probably hasn't played any. So this week, at the beginning of this week, they released a Vidoc. It was called Forged in the Storm. And it was all about how they made Beyond Light, which is coming next week. And they go into great detail about what they did with the sound, what they did with the gameplay, what they've done with the weapons, with lots and lots of teases about what's coming.
Christmas isn't coming next week.
So Beyond Light is.
Yes, Beyond Light.
That means Christmas is coming.
Winter is coming.
So yeah, it's probably best not for us to go through it because there could potentially be spoilers in there. From what I've seen, watching it a couple of times, you can pick out little things and think, this could be a spoiler for something else, maybe in the story later on.
I just love the fact that we got a little bit of clarity on this is a chainsaw sword, the one that was teased.
Chainsaw sword
again,
means...
who doesn't love a chainsaw sword? And that's why it cuts through bubbles so well. So if we just had more chainsaws,
Doesn't it mean you
bubbles
get
wouldn't be a
cut
thing.
Destiny people to half?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
We also, I really appreciated it last week after we recorded the show and you edited the show and we released the show. They're like, hey, let's drop the name of the new season and a whole calendar for you, because you weren't waiting on that or anything, were you? No, why would you do that?
You trapped the show in a little box, and when you were done experimenting with it, you opened a little boxy door.
Exactly. And when the little boxy door opened, we had a Beyond Light and Season of the Hunt calendar.
Well, that's just a dumb idea. Why?
And we now know this is the Season of the Hunt that'll run from November to February.
Now listen to what Parody's telling you. So they've named the name of the season. It's called Season of the Hunt.
Hot take. What do you think? Good name? Bad name?
No, it's not Season of the Hunter, as Respawn would probably like to refer to it. What's your hot take on it? Do you like the name? Do you not like the name?
Well, my hot take is this is very hot.
Good.
Excellent hot take. So yeah, and it sort of answered the question of how long is the season going to be? When is it going to run? So it goes from November to February, and they gave us a nice little roadmap on what's coming up and just what you can sort of expect if you bought Beyond Light and what's going to be free to everyone, which is always a question with things being free to play and Beyond Light coming out and lots of going to the vault. I know I've heard people talk about, well, this is free to play, but if you're taking away most of what's free to play, what's the point?
Yeah.
So would one of the demons like to tell us, what are we getting on the 10th of November? What's in Beyond Light and what is free to play?
Okay. So with Beyond Light coming on November 10th, the Beyond Light campaign begins. Stasis unlocks with the Titan Behemoth, the Warlock Shadebinder, the Hunter Revenant, and the Salvation's Grip Exotic Grenade Launcher Quest. And then free to all players. New Destination Europa, new Cosmodome experience, the new seasonal armor and exotic weapons, new strike added to the playlist, new lost sectors, 100 season ranks for, just for the free to play, and then an additional for the other people that pay for the season pass. New artifact mods, new triumphs, shaders and emblems, Iron Banner, and the Dawning. So that's all your free stuff there. Hot take, Respawn.
So I can get all those.
You can get all of those.
Well, the thing is, I don't have Shadowkeep, but I do have Shadowkeep.
Yes, but do you have Xbox Game Pass, young sir?
Yes.
So coming on to November 10th with your Xbox Game Pass is Beyond Light, and that includes all the stuff, not just the free to play stuff. That's all the stuff. Apart from buying a season pass, you get all the good hotness. Now, how do you feel?
I feel bad because I can't get none of that.
You can.
No, because when you said Silver Bundle is for Game Pass, I went to it, and then I was searching.
No, you're not buying silver.
No, you said the Silver Bundle for Game Pass.
I said that the silver is at a reduced price for Game Pass members. I didn't say that you're going to have my credit card details and purchase any silver.
I didn't buy it though.
Phoenix, just say, yay, I get all of the things.
I can't though.
He's just too sad and too disappointed in not having all the good silver. He wants to be the most fashionable hunter in all the land.
I haven't got any silver.
Yes, you do. That's why you've got the emote. You even bought Beyond Light, and that gives you silver.
No, it doesn't.
No, Beyond Light doesn't give you silver. Beyond Light just gives you Beyond Light.
So November 10th, you get the seasonal artifact and reward track unlocked. And we begin with the Empire Hunts, which looks quite interesting. And the Glassway Strike opens. So that's the one new strike that we're getting. We are getting some reprise strikes, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, we are. I don't remember if they were probably not day one. And I wonder if the Empire Hunts will be anything more interesting than the Nightmare Hunts, which are a thing in the game.
Yeah. I think it's probably going to be they've probably gone along the same lines as they need to give us things like what they did with Shadowkeep and maybe improve on that. Maybe these things are improved.
So we're going to uncover Europa's secrets starting the 10th, but only until January 12th. So we're going to stop uncovering any secrets to that point. I guess we will have uncovered all the secrets by the 12th of January in Europa. And the day after that, adept weapons come to trials. So maybe those were the secrets we were uncovering.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people get quite excited at the fact that the adept weapons are coming that first week or the first weekend of Beyond Light. And I suppose it's quite good because hopefully there should be a lot more people in trials that weekend, all trying to get a pinnacle reward or a powerful reward to progress their power. So this is what you're going to need to do, Respawn, if you're going to get raid ready for the 21st of November, which is when the raid opens, the Deepstone Crypt. You will need to start power leveling your Guardian. So,
do you mean me?
no, I meant the other Respawn.
All the response, all the hunters. And really, it's a good, if there was ever a time to jump into competitive or trials, it's at the beginning of the season because they do the whole algorithm thing of figuring out how good you are, how bad you are, or where you should go. So it's almost feels like a more even playing field. At least it has in the last couple seasons. So it hasn't quite figured out that you don't deserve to be in this top tier, or the top tier players shouldn't be far away from you. I don't know. It was a good time to jump in and do some of those quests that now they've taken away from us. So good time to jump in and get some early rewards and some early power levels.
Yeah. So a week after Beyond Light opens up, we will get seasonal missions beginning with is it Wrathborn hunts begin?
Absolutely.
So you'll have about...
Hey, hold on.
God.
For like a good 15 seconds, all of y'all were just not transmitting anything.
Is that because you're in an airport and we can all hear each other?
I'm in an airport with like a full signal though, and y'all just went dead quiet.
Do you mean he's in the hotel?
No, he's in...
Or is he...
Well, I could hear the British people, and the British people could hear me. So
yes, definitely.
That was good.
Or in the car.
So yeah, you should have about 4 days before raid goes live to do Wrathborn hunts, which again should give you powerful rewards to help progress your power to get into the raid. And remember, it's a 1230 power cap, so no matter what your light is, if you are above 1230, good, because it'll just be capped at 1230. If you're below, maybe you've got a bit of work to do. Remember, the artifact is not being taken into consideration if you are going into the raid. So any progression that you do make on your artifact with XP and stuff will not help you in the I think it's the first 24 hours, isn't it, that they do? It's
Yeah. It's a contest mode they've run for the last couple of raids, basically limiting your artifact and capping your power. After that, all bets are off. You can be a higher level. You can use whatever power level you need. But during that contest mode or in the world's first race, get to 1230 and don't bother going higher than that yet because it's not really any point.
Yeah. And
not higher than 1050, but
and then about a month in, we have our first Iron Banner of the season. And then the week after that, for the rest of December, going into the first week of January, we have the Dawning returning.
Yeah, so you have to wait until the 8th of December for your first Iron Banner.
Secrets and more.
So that's no November Iron Banner.
Secrets.
You have an entire month Iron Bannerless. How does that make you feel? Night Demon, hot take?
That is what he's asked me. I think it takes a lot of pressure off because when Iron Banner comes around, I feel that the only game mode that I have to play is Iron Banner. So I kind of neglect everything else that's on my playlist. So everything that I've been kind of working towards, even when I was trying to go for the Reckoner title, I was like, I'm going to do this. Oh, it's an Iron Banner. It's like Squirrel. I'm like, Squirrel, Iron Banner. And like, I've got to play. Yeah, I just can't stop playing the game.
Well, at least, now you have some time. You can leisurely go on your Empire hunts, hunt some Wrathborns, do some seasonal missions, get your artifact unlock, get your Trials Adept weapons. Ha 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 ha. And then Iron Banner. So yeah, you've got some time. You've got a breather. You can go enjoy the other parts of the game. Go enjoy Europa. Learn all of its secrets.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've learned all the secrets from the Dreaming City and the Tangled Shore yet. I've still got to do that and Shadowkeep stuff.
Oh yeah, there's many secrets to be uncovered.
There's still many triumphs that are still sitting there waiting for me to do.
Mhm.
So to round you out for the Beyond Light calendar, at the bottom they say new exotic weapons and armor, and they give you a list of all the weapons. Well, they give you a list of some of the weapons and armor. So we have Hawk Moon returning, Cloud Strike, which was the sniper, No Time to Explain, which is the pulse rifle, Duality, is that the sword, chainsaw sword, possibly, can't remember. Salvation's Grip, which we seen is the grenade launcher. Oh no, sorry, the Lament is the sword. Icefall Mantles, which are the Titan exotics, the gauntlets. Mask of Bakris, which is the Hunter mask, makes you do the blink. The Arethys's Embrace, the Dawn Chorus, Necrotic Grip, and the Precious Scars. So those are the other ones.
Yeah, the necrotic grip's the one that does the acid punch.
Ah, okay. What's the Arethys's Embrace?
That's the one that no one cares about. Something Warlock's solar.
A bit like acid. You were asking about acid earlier, weren't you? So, a bit like the
No,
thorn.
poison makes people die so easily, but acid just burns them.
Okay. So if you're listening, Bungie, acid. We need something with acid.
The hunter is the Arethys's Embrace.
Okay. Oh, that's the throwing knife one, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the bouncing the throwing knives off.
Bouncy throwing knives.
That someone I'm sure somewhere might be excited about. But
Knives that bounce off things like the bouncy eggs.
Yeah, and it'll bounce. Yeah, good sounds there. So
Where's my knife gone?
not only were Bungie just going to give us the Vidoc this week, they also followed that up with a Beyond Light launch trailer, and again had some really juicy pictures and some footage in there. One of the best, I think.
There's only one hunter in the background, and then that is not a good picture.
That's the Exo Stranger. That's Eris, and that's the Drifter. And what people are speculating is that these three are going to be the equivalent of the Vanguard. So they're going to be the dark side, whatever it's called.
Oh, like the Dark Triumvirate, the Dark Vanguard.
Yeah, they're going to be like the Dark Vanguard.
Good. Light.
So does that mean the Exo Stranger is the new Cade as the new Hunter Vanguard?
Possibly.
So you're saying
I'm not having Eris. Eris can go with the Warlocks.
Drifter seems like a Titan Vanguard anyway.
But yeah, I mean,
looking out for himself.
Some of the footage from this, where you actually see those three fighting, looks incredible. And I know it's probably just going to be a cutscene, but yeah, it's really exciting to see what's coming. But if you don't want any spoilers, then don't watch these Beyond Light trailer or the Vidoc. We won't go into it because it could potentially spoil some things going into Beyond Light.
And besides, that's what the Reddit's for people breaking down every last little screen cap and go, this is this could be this, maybe this is that. You go read that, you go enjoy that.
I mean, I did watch, I watched them, and then I watched like other YouTubers recapping to see if I could see or see if they could see any extra little details. And they, there were a few like that picked out different things from other people. And I think Aztecross had a good speculation on possibilities of who the raid boss was, going into some lore, which I'd like to pick Arf's brain about. But we'll probably get to that closer to the raid or after the raid. Be interesting to see how the lore ties in with that.
Yeah, I'm really curious about the Deepstone Crypt, especially with its Exo origin. That's supposedly the origin of the Exos, and just seeing where that plays out, where that comes from, and just learning a bit more about that. And that's all we got for you this week. Nah, just kidding. We got a lot more, so let's get to it.
Yeah.
Progression changes. Surprise! There's a new season. Your light level goes up. Your soft power cap is 1200. Your hard cap is 1250. Your pinnacle cap is 1260. Same thing we've done the last number of seasons, just with higher numbers.
So I think what this means is basically anybody can get to the soft cap by just playing the game over and over again. So if you're in Strikes, if you're in Crucible, if you're in Gambit, and the reward you get at the end of those game modes will hopefully progress you up to 1200. Once you hit the soft cap, it's then that you start needing to do your pinnacle rewards. Basically, you need to go around and collect your engrams from your vendors after turning in bounties. You need to do like 3 of a game mode to pick up another engram, things like that. So if you are working on progression, the soft cap is one of the easiest ones to do. And pretty much, I think most of the time, once you've played the initial opening campaign on your first character, you are pretty much to the soft cap, aren't you? I don't know what it's going to be like this time, but what they are going to do is for the first time next season, they're going to raise all Guardians power to 1050. So even if you've been playing for the last couple of seasons under power, like you have, Nix, haven't you?
I haven't been playing.
Oh,
Again, keeping up with the respawn.
Yeah.
Nothing amazing about
So what?
it.
So what happened?
but listen,
This
they're
game is
going to raise.
trash.
They're going to raise your power level to 1050 on all your characters and anything that you've got in your vault and anything you've got on your character. So all your weapons are going to be 1050 going into Beyond Light.
So you're saying all the people I used to kill are gonna kill me now?
No, you're all going to be on the same level going into Beyond Light, which will give you a fighting chance when you do go into Gambit, when you go into Crucible, when you go into Strikes, actually, being the right power level.
No, mostly people are all over the soft cap already.
No, but they won't be the first day. You'll be able to play the first day.
What? So you're gonna be put down to that?
Well, I'm already 1060, but all your stuff will be brought up to 1050.
Yeah, so all the stuff I have in my vault that got brought up to 750 now gets brought to 1050, and I don't have to care about it or infuse it or even remember it's there. Just free upgrades to everything.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate that, especially again with all the new light folks, the Game Pass folks, this being sort of, again, this is Destiny 3. This is a big, massive rework of the game. I appreciate them saying, we want you to bring your friends in, we want you to play with new people. Let's put you all on equal footing. Let's not say, hey, get this game. Now go away and play for 50 hours, then come back, then we can do things together. No, day one, you're playing activities together. You're able to do things. You may not know what you're doing, but at least you'll be powerful enough to be able to do it properly.
Yeah. And they've heard a lot of feedback from the players for more earn power forwards from the activities they enjoy most. Because I think a lot of people like just playing Strikes over and over again, or they go, just like I am in Iron Banner, you're just playing Iron Banner over and over again. So you're not doing anything else that week. You're kind of just focused on doing that activity. So if you're like working on a Triumph that says you've got to do 25 Nightfalls, and you sit down one day and go, I'm going to do 25 Nightfalls today. You still want to earn powerful rewards, or you want to earn decent rewards that kind of help build towards your power level and not just kind of get those naff rewards at the end of the activity and you think, right, that's 4 shards and some glimmer kind of thing. You want something. So they've listened and they've heard us. They're going to change some things coming in Beyond Light. So what's going to happen is powerful rewards from Strikes, Gambit and Crucible will come from seasonal drops all the way up to the hard cap. So it'll still be much quicker to continue to complete the powerful rewards as we kind of do now, doing all the different things. But if you want to just sit and play Strikes or Crucible all day, every day, you can continue to earn powerful rewards up to the hard cap, which is really good.
Yeah, so that's really nice. So, again, sort of like in this past season, I mean, I've gotten to 1050, not really doing much Pinnacle, not really doing a lot of end game activities. So you can just put in, eventually put in the time over this extended season to get there. So it's nice you can just go and play things over and over that you enjoy and get to that hard cap at 1250. Because I feel like that, this is nice because I feel like Destiny has never really rewarded you playing something over and over. It's always like, go do 3 of these, go do 4 of those, go talk to this guy, go see this person. There was never really a lot of value game-wise in, just, like you said, sitting and playing Nightfalls all day, sitting and playing Crucible all day, sitting and doing, unless there were other things you were going for, the value wasn't there unless you're just, having a good time with your friends or just hanging out, shooting aliens in the face.
That's what Bungie are saying, Nix. If you don't play the Nightfalls and you don't play Strikes that much, but the things that you do play, you'll get rewards from. So you'll get some high power rewards. So you won't be sitting at 960 for the rest of the season. If you want to sit and do what you want to do, you want to go and do public events all day, go and do public events all day, and you will get rewards up to the hard
I
cap.
don't do them because I never actually win.
Gotta get a better fire team.
So with that, tokens and collections, they are changing the way that works now. So at the moment, you can walk up to Zavala, you can walk up to Shaxx, and you can just throw tokens in their face, and you'll get a light equivalent item from them, like armor and weapons. What they're going to do going forward is next season, gear received from your collection, so this is stuff that you can pull out of your collections, and turning in tokens to vendors will have a lower power than in previous seasons. So gear earned through token purchases will be 20 power levels below your power level, and collection buybacks will be capped at 1050 power level. So what people used to do is they'd go around, they'd power level something up, they'd power level the characters up, and say they'd be missing their class item. They could then go to a vendor, and that would then boost their power level back up to equivalent. So if they were like 5 light levels below, they would then go and turn in some tokens, get a class item, and then that would kind of put them back on track. So to stop people from just throwing tokens at vendors, and basically what they've been doing, I've seen on LFG for the last week, is farming for tokens. And I feel sorry for the people that have been doing this week. There has been hundreds and hundreds of people saying that, pop boons, so let's go into do like strike farming and crucible farming. So I do feel sorry for those people, because I think they were trying to get themselves ready to be power leveled for the new raid coming. But I think with the changes with how they're going to work the powerful rewards, where you can just go in and play the Gambit, Crucibles, strikes endlessly and get powerful rewards, as long as the system kind of works out what you're missing in that power level, rather than just give you boots after boots after boots after boots, then it's going to work really well, this new system. And that way, if you want to go and throw tokens at a vendor to see if you can get a good roll on armor or a good roll on a weapon, it's going to be worth it, because you've built up a lot of tokens.
Again, I just like that you can play the game to get better versus taking all the tokens you've hoarded to try to get things. And I was definitely using this because, when you pull things out of the collections now, it's a couple, 5 or 3 light levels lower, but then you are whatever, I don't remember what it is exactly, but I've been using that as I don't need to keep all these exotics around in my vault. Just, scrap them, delete them. I can pull a new one out of the collection. It's the same roll. They're all static. And then just grab it when I need it. And maybe, infuses up the couple extra points if it's, something harder, a harder nightfall that I'm doing. So this will make me think twice about just, scrapping things and actually keeping them in the vault, which I know is going to be back to the problem of, if you already have a full vault, where do you put these things?
Mm.
So hold on, I missed out on a part of that there. Are you saying that they've optimized it so you don't have to sit there and throw tokens at vendors to get what you need? It'll optimize it to level up the one thing that you had that's lowest. Is that what I missed?
No, it's basically you can play the game to get the things you're trying to get versus throwing things at vendors.
No, yeah, what I was saying was that at the moment you can throw tokens at a vendor and roll for the idea of maybe if you're missing, if you've got a low class item, getting a class item at power equivalent light to bring your power level up. So what they're doing is they're removing that from the game these days, going beyond light, so that everything that you get from the vendors will be 20 light levels lower. So regardless of whether you're going to be 1260, 1200, it's always going to be 20 light levels lower. So you can't play that game of Russian roulette with.
So it's not like you can play the game; it's you have to play the game. Oof.
Well, no, the game isn't stand at a vendor and just throw tokens at them. That's not what the game should be. The game should be just go and play the game as in how you want, and go and get, like I just said to Nix, go and play public events, go and do strikes, go and do whatever you want to do. Just play the campaign over and over again and get the powerful rewards.
Yeah, but you're still rolling at that point. Only difference is at least with the tokens you could roll faster and more often. They're kind of making it harder for you to level up at that point. Not easy. I mean, I know what you're saying. Just go do what you love to do to level up, but I don't want to have to roll the dice on a piece of gear, every time I get something, hope it's not a blue, B, hope it's higher than what I need, and C, hope that it's the piece that I need, you know? It just seems worse.
Well, that's what I'm saying, that hopefully the system, they've worked it into the system. They haven't said that they've worked that into the that it will know that you are low light on your boots, and it will give you a drop of a boost towards, you know, for whatever you've done in that gameplay. Hopefully it knows that.
I wouldn't hold my
Yeah,
breath.
I hope they did that, but I mean, this is Bungie we're talking about. I don't think they've actually done that. I think you're getting your hopes up, man.
Yeah, I am, probably.
I think it's them just saying, you want to go grind strikes for 6 hours and actually get something out of it. Here you go, grind strikes. Get rewards out of the activity versus throwing, tokens at vendors. I mean, I'm sitting on thousands of Crucible tokens because I just don't see the reason to spend them. And now there's even less of a reason to spend them. It's like I have them. I have all these currencies. I'm rich. I have all these riches that do me no good. And it just seems very silly. So now I'm almost wondering, should I just throw all these tokens, or a couple thousand tokens at the vendors before the end of the season for other, just break down the stuff for other materials, or if I do get anything worthwhile, keep it. I don't know.
Well, here's the question.
I have any time to do this before the end of the season because.
Here's the question. Even though the light level may be lower, can you still get higher rolls on the armor pieces?
Yes.
Because even if the light level's lower, if you can get 60 plus rolls, it still kind of might be worth to hang on to your tokens, Parody.
Yes, Respawn. That is something that they did clarify. I believe it was a couple of months back when they said that going into Beyond Light, you will still be able to go to the vendors and they will give you a possibility of getting higher stat rolls. So even though the light is 20 levels lower, you may possibly get a really good roll for throwing your tokens at the vendor. So there's still a reason to collect tokens. There's still a reason to go to the vendors, but it's not just to go and power level up, because at the moment, that's all people do is they go to the vendors. And I mean, some of the streamers do have it in mind that they want to go there and they want to get a god roll on a certain weapon, and they will just throw endless tokens at that vendor. But some people do like to go there and see if they can get a good armor piece at a higher stat. And at the moment, they haven't been giving that. They said that they were going to improve on that, and hopefully with Beyond Light that they do.
And with the vendors, are we now going to get random weapon rolls? That way we can go to a planet that has a specific gun and not get the same static roll every time. Because if that's the case, if you can get random weapon rolls, that's another reason to hang on to the tokens, right?
No Respawn. You have to mute your mic. There's no Respawn this show.
Yeah, I don't know if they said anything about the planetary vendors offering random rolls, and Nightima would remember if they mentioned it 16-12 ago, because my memory is garbage.
I can tell you that Luke Smith he went on a Twitch stream earlier this week. I think it was around the time of the Vidoc, and he did confirm that a vendor refresh will happen for Vanguard, Crucible, and Gambit for weapons and armor. I mean, we knew about the armor, but we didn't know about the weapons. So that's good to know that there is going to be a vendor refresh, because we haven't had one in
a while.
Yeah, I don't think since.
I mean, practically ever. I mean, that Bad Omens and Trust are still sitting at the Drifter from 15 years ago. It feels like.
And that's what I'm getting at. Just because you get the weapon refresh doesn't mean you get the random rolls, right?
Right.
Now, one week you might have a shotgun, next week it might be pulse rifle, next week it might be a rocket launcher. Is it always going to be the same static rolls, or is it going to be random rolls?
No.
Right? I'm hoping random.
It's random rolls at the moment for the weapons that they have in their vendor loot pool, isn't it?
Well, are we talking about the ones you buy from them, or the ones you get from the tokens?
I think he's talking about the ones you buy
tokens.
No? Okay. Yeah, from tokens, it's always random.
That's a good point. Both of them.
Yeah.
Tokens and buy. Yeah, there you go.
Tokens are random, but the ones like you can walk up to the Drifter or to Shaxx today and buy, those are static rolls.
Yeah.
The ones the ones from the tokens, that's you're putting your money in the slot machine hoping for the best. But the ones that that Bad Omens the Drifter sold you a year ago or whatever it was, is the same Bad Omens you can go buy today.
And
right, but that Bad Omens is a pinnacle though. Not a pinnacle. It's one that you had the stack on it. Forget the Drifter. He's the one off. I'm talking about like EDZ. I'm talking about all the planetary guys that have the same static roll for each and every weapon.
I don't know about the planetary vendors.
About the planetary.
Yeah, don't know. Unclear. So we'll see in a week.
But I can tell you, Respawn, that Luke Smith did confirm via the Twitch stream that transmog, because you were asking about transmog, can't give you a definite date for when transmog is going to happen, but it is going to happen. But you are safe to delete anything that you've got on your characters or in your vault that you are hoarding for cosmetic reasons. So anything that you want to kind of transmog into another piece of armor, you are safe to delete it, which will help you free up some vault space. So yeah, he did confirm on the Twitch stream that you can just pull the items from your collections, so it's safe to delete any armor in your vault or on your personage.
Yeah, as long as it's in your collections, it'll be there.
Yes.
And just picture yourself, dear listener. Picture yourself, listen to Respawn screaming in joy at finally a good dev decision, sitting in an airport while people looking around him going, "What is this crazy person screaming about?" Just hold that
Where's the air marshal now?
in your head for a minute.
I'm Marshall.
Air marshal.
Air Marshal.
Okay, I take it back. Picture someone sitting on an airplane right now, Halloween of 2020, screaming that finally he's getting transmog on his armor in his collections. Just picture that. And the air marshal going, "There's a crazy person screaming about transmog on this airplane." So
Well, I've got places to be, and my places to be is playing some Jurassic.
Oh, you're leaving us, are you, Mini Respawn?
both respawns now have to get on an airplane.
So, Parody, why don't you tell us about the materials with no home?
So planetary materials. So this will answer some of the questions we've been asking about. With several destinations going into the content vault, what are you doing with all of these materials you've been hanging on to? Going, do I need these? Should I spend them? What do I do with them? So the simple answer to that is nothing changes in Season of the Hunt. Nothing changes in Beyond Light right now. You can continue to spend all those planetary materials at your vendors normally. Take them, spend them, give them to the spider. He'll trade them for things. But now starting in Season 13, so that's after Season of the Hunt. So whatever season starts in February, that's when your phase glass needles, your alkane dust, your simulation seeds, and your seraphite will no longer be accepted by vendors. If you do, for some reason, still have unspent stockpiles laying around after that season, Spider, well, he will be kind enough to offer a small glimmer exchange. We mean small glimmer exchange to take them off your hands. But really, spend them this season. So anything, phase glass needles, alkane dust, simulation seeds, seraphite. If there's something from the vendors you're looking for, if there's just anything you can go shove them into Spider to buy things, spend them this season. Because unless you just want some glimmer next season, there's no reason to hang on to them.
I mean,
so I appreciate the clarity on that.
Yeah, you can still use those materials next season, but it's Season 13, which is the one after Christmas, which is going to be the one where it's going to be deprecated and Spider's going to offer you the glimmer. So hopefully, like the gunsmith does at the moment, he will offer you the enhancement cores and the infusion material. And I think you have to pay like 25 of a planetary material, glimmer, and a shard to swap out for different things. I think that's still going to be the case for next season. But then after that, they're going to remove it from kind of the world loot pool. You can go here and pay this, because let's face it, there's no point apart from throwing those materials at a vendor at a destination to get rubbish at the moment that you don't really want. So I think your best bet is to go to the gunsmith, maybe daily, and just check to see what he's offering in exchange for certain materials.
2 p.m.
Yeah, go to gunsmith or go to Spider if you're trying to top off different things. But really, there's not even really a point to throwing things to the Spider for enhancement cores and things, because we're going to get to that here in a minute. No.
But I can tell you a few things. They do give you a long list of stuff like items, quests, and currencies that will be automatically removed from players' inventories at the start of Year 4. So November 10th, these things will be forcefully ripped from your vault, from your collections. Not sure about your postmaster, because they don't normally be able to touch that. But I saw what they were going to do, and my brain scrambled to think, how could I get this into the postmaster so that they can't take it away from me? Can I go and get some of these things and just leave them in there so that they can't touch them?
Night Demon, you have a problem. You should see someone about this.
No, they're going to touch my vault. They're going to touch my character. They're going to.
No.
They are.
They're going to give you more vault space. This is part of the solution to give you more vault space. Taking care
They're
of
forcefully giving me vault space.
Yeah. They said, you wanted vault space. We're going to give you vault space, whether you like it or not, young man. We will turn this vault right around and empty it out of all these things you don't need.
Put your hand in the air if you've got any one of these things in your inventory at this point in time, because I am a hoarder and I cannot let things go. Repeat after me. We are hoarders and we can't let things go, and we don't like you doing this, Bungie. So these are the things that they're taking away from it. The advanced paradox amplifiers, adventure tokens, all bounties and quests from Season of the Forge, Season of the Drifter, and Season of Opulence, ritual and pinnacle weapon quests, Black Armory schematic consumables, Boons of Opulence, Bratex schematics, Cade's odds and ends, concentrated radiolarian cultures, the dance party keys, and here's one that's really going to hurt: expired ramen coupons, faction war materials.
Someone has made a lovely full screen background of the expired ramen coupon if you want to hold on to it and look at it forever.
But they're taking it from my inventory. I'm capable of deleting things.
No, you're not. And that's why they're helping you. Don't lie to us.
What else? Faded cards. The 5 of Swords challenge card, Nightfalls, that you currently get from Xur to give you different challenges and things on the older Nightfalls. So that's going. The Forge polymers, Imperials, letter fragments, a Lootapalooza key. Again, that's another one from one of the Lost Memory fragments, Modulus report consumables, moats, and this is the weak, middling, and powerful Collector, Invader, and Reaper and Sentry for Gambit Prime and the Reckoning. Notes from Cade, Obsidian accelerators, Obsidian Radiance tempered effects, including those applied on all weapons. Override frequencies, Paradox amplifiers, Radiant Matrix, Radiolarian culture, Rasputin armory codes, Resonance stem consumables, Rune Finder, the synths for Collector, Sentry, Invader, and Reaper. Tokens for, again, Respawn. This is going to make me angry. Dead Orbit, Future War Cult, and New Monarchy. But they don't say, they haven't said that they're going to take my tokens of the Trials of the Nine. They're taking away the Space Ghost Dead Orbit tokens, the Future War Cult tokens, and the New Monarchy tokens
that you haven't been able to use in how many years now?
I know, but I'm holding on to them just for
because you want to have currency from a dead culture.
Well, I thought they might bring them back, so that's
my renown. Nope, no renown, no tokens.
Transcripts, treasure maps from the EDZ, Titan, Io, Nessus, Hellas Basin, which is Mars, and Wealth of the Emperor's buffs. So all those buffs that are running down my screen that are kind of for Imperials and Emperor's buffs, hopefully that will all go now.
So you will have so much vault space back when they take all of these things away from you.
I'm going to have 10 vault spaces. That's, I've got about 10 things that's actually, they're probably not even in my vault. They're probably on my character. So I'll have space on my character's vault space.
See, they're giving you wanted more space. They're giving you more space.
No, but they're going to give me other things from Europa and the Cosmodrome just to fill it back up. So don't try and con me that you're taking it away for my benefit. It's for benefit, Bungie. That's the reason you're taking it away, because you know that if they stay in my inventory, I won't be able to put any of the new stuff in my inventory. So I need to make space for it. That's the reason.
You can justify all you want there. They're addicts.
I have space, then I'm gonna get some stuff.
Don't talk to me about space. You've probably got 500 spaces in. Yeah, exactly.
97. He has like 2 or 3 things in there.
Pika Expo. Yay.
Right.
And now that we've had a moment of
Pika
disappointment of all the things Bungie's taking from you, they're also going to do some work on bounties. So back in late April, they shared some plans on how to tackle the problem of bounty fatigue, in that we're tired of them. They've made some shifts to the seasonal bounties and reduced the importance on earning seasonal currency and seasonal progress. Bungie is happy with these changes, but they still want to continue to improve the bounty system overall. So one of the plans, which is real specific here, is to eventually replace bounties with a new mechanism to provide players with a set of non-expiring account-scoped objectives each week that will grant lots of seasonal rank progress. We don't know what that system is. We're still working on it, but we hope it's they hope to share more on it before its targeted release in season 13. So again, that whatever season starts in February, we're going to have some kind of new bounty system. It's going to have non-expiring account scoped objectives each week, which just sounds like something you find on a TPS report. And I want to get excited about, but no, too many official sounding words. So just know that's coming after Season of the Hunt. The season pass, as you've come to know, love, hate, despise, deal with, is staying largely the same. There's still weapons, there's still armor, both the free and the own path. One big change they're making, though, is Bright Dust. Start the wailing and gnashing of the teeth now. So they're changing the amount of Bright Dust you're getting specifically in the season pass. So your season pass free path will offer 7,500 Bright Dust. The seasonal pass owned path, if you buy the season pass, you're getting 3,000 Bright Dust. So 10,500 Bright Dust total from your season pass. And your weekly bounties will now award 100 Bright Dust.
That's
So
instead of 200 Bright Dust, so they've cut it in half.
Yeah, so they've halved the amount of Bright Dust you earn from weekly bounties, which seems insane. And they've taken, so currently in this season of Arrivals, you could earn 2,300 Bright Dust in the free path and 400 in the paid path. So basically, you were getting 2,700 Bright Dust total if you bought the season pass. If you bought the season pass, got through all 100 levels, 2,700 Bright Dust from doing 100 levels of season pass. So that 2,700 goes to 10,500 just to do the season pass. But then every single weekly bounty you do is worth half.
And I think the reason they've done this is for the people that don't go and pick up their bounties each week and complete them, and the daily ones over and over and over again. They've done that to help the people that just, I guess, don't have time to kind of maybe complete all the weekly bounties on all three characters, because I think you can get 3,600 each week from just doing the vendor run round and doing those bounties. So you have a chance of getting 3,600. And I think they've worked it out that this new economy with the season pass being added, more Bright Dust being added to it, is less overall than actually running around and doing all the vendors.
Yeah, I mean, there's part of me, especially with the time I have right now to play, I appreciate just making progress in the game and in the past will give me Bright Dust. It also makes me sad looking at this going, okay, so I can buy 4 emotes or 4 exotic things from the season, because each of them are 2,300 or 2,500 or 3,000 sometimes Bright Dust. So it's yeah, you're giving me some Bright Dust, but then it's almost disincentivizing the weekly bounties because you're making them worth half as much. Again, if I'm looking to farm Bright Dust, I'm looking just to hold on to Bright Dust because I never know when the thing, that one emote or that one ship or one sparrow comes up I want to buy. I tend to sort of, hoard it until that thing comes up because it takes a long time to get to 2,000 or 3,000.
Yeah.
It's a good change that you're just giving me more for just playing the game, just straight progression through the season. But sad that you're also hampering my weekly bounties. And again, I saw someone on Twitter say, "Oh, look, it's Bright Dust and Destiny, the game Reddit, two things that love to scream about each other." So of course, lots of people wailing and gnashing of teeth about Bright Dust changes, but it's one step forward, one step back, and maybe again, this is with the bounty changes next season. Maybe they have this is sort of the first part of that, and there's it fits into a bigger picture we haven't seen yet.
Yeah,
so, I don't know. I'm happy to at least have more Bright Dust overall, but
I think for the general players like you and me that don't have the time to go and pick up and run around the tower and do the run round of getting each weekly bounty and do it each week religiously, without fail, this is going to be good for them because they will just be able to play the game and it will just pop up on their season pass and they'll be able to have that bright dust, and it'll be more than what they have been able to get in the last couple of seasons. But if they're min-maxers of doing the weekly bounties over and over again religiously, then those are the people that are going to possibly lose out. I mean, again, I don't see if there's, I mean, from what looks, I mean, I'm going to go and just quickly talk about a screenshot in the trailer. I mean, there could possibly be more bounties available on the planets that give you bright dust as well as XP and glimmer, but they kind of haven't come forward and said that. They've just said that they've reduced the cost. So I know somebody's taken the time to work out at the moment what it roughly is, but that is going off of the system that we're currently on now in Destiny and working out the different vendors, how much it would be for how many weeks, etc., etc. But going into Beyond Light, there may be more avenues for us to get bright dust, which then could possibly be more bright dust in, overall if you are a min-maxer. So, I mean, mini respawn, what's your take on bright dust? Are you happy that they're just going to give you bright dust for playing the game on your season pass? You're not happy. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm never going to get any of the season things done because I don't even know how to get it from, and I can't even buy it. And I bet I can't even get any tests of the first things because they're all shadow.
No. Listen, you're going to get 7,500 bright dust for just playing the game, the season pass free path.
So you're saying if I complete the whole thing?
So if you go up to level 100, a bit like you've done with your Fortnite, and you pick up some bounties along the way and do those bounties and turn those in, you'll get to 100 really easily.
Bungie does say, as always, they're listening to feedback. They're looking at improving the system again in Season 13. It's, bright dust and Eververse is one thing they're always messing with and always changing around. Well, now we're going to head over to design lead Justin Dazit? Who knows? Design lead Justin to tell us about some of the changes Spider is making, and they've been getting some more questions about the customization updates they're making to the Ghost that we first talked about at this week at Bungie for the 17th of September. So Justin's going on to tell us that our favorite black market dealer, who somehow is sticking around on his tangled shore, we're making some changes to what he's to be selling us this next season. So I'm going to break this down real quick. Spider will no longer be selling legendary shards. Just not selling them anymore. Bungie says they removed them due to lack of use, because really, who needs legendary shards? You break everything down, you get legendary shards. So instead, Spider will now be selling enhancement prisms.
When you delete the purple things, you get shards.
That's right.
The purple shard.
Exactly. And since you've got all those shards, now you can spend 400 shards to buy an enhancement prism from Spider.
From Spider. You use it with bright dust. Glimmer. You don't really need. You want to keep your glimmer. You don't need the shards for that. You only need it if you want to get something out of your collections that's on purple, gold.
But it's a good question. Why do people want to go to Spider and buy some shards? And Bungie have responded with the fact that they've seen that people don't want to go to Spider and buy shards. That's why they're going to change it.
All you want to get from Spider is the glimmer, but not the shard.
Yeah, good. No, you want other stuff from him as well. Yeah. Cody's going to tell you what other stuff.
Yeah, you definitely want the enhancement prisms. You can get your enhancement prisms now. They'll sell for 400 shards per prism, but you can only buy 3 of those a week. So at least if you have thousands of shards laying around, you can get 3 enhancement prisms every week. So there's at least a place you can go buy them versus trying to earn them or get them to drop from something. And Spider will also be selling the enhancement cores for a fixed price now. So instead of, you buy one enhancement core and the price goes up every single time you buy the enhancement core and escalates very quickly. Now the enhancement cores are going to cost you 30 legendary shards per core, and you can buy 5 cores per day. So the biggest important thing about this is the enhancement cores are now much cheaper. So before, if you were to buy 5 enhancement cores, it would cost you 310 legendary shards, because the cost doubles every time. So your first core is 10, the second core is 20, then 40, then 80, then 160. If you kept going, 320, etc., etc. So to buy 5 enhancement cores today, you're spending 310 legendary shards. In the new model, you only pay 30 shards per core. So if you're buying 5 of them, that's only 150 shards for 5 enhancement cores. So while it does limit your acquisition rate, it'll actually save you shards every 5 cores. So again, enhancement prisms,
Wait, so
400 shards per prism,
how
3 a
much
week.
is it?
Cores, 30 legendary shards, 5 per day.
That's a good question. At the moment, Parody, how much is an enhancement core?
The enhancement cores, well, they start at 10 legendary shards for the first one, and then they double for each one you buy. So if you're buying 1 a day, it's 10 a day. But then if you want to buy 5, it's going to cost you 310 legendary shards. Or in Beyond Light, those same 5 would only cost you 150 legendary shards. So it's a little less than half the price to buy 5 of them. And then they're capping you at 5. So you can't, today you could buy as many as you wanted. It will just cost you a huge number of shards. In Beyond Light, you can only buy the 5, but it'll cost you about half the price today.
Okay.
Good. Yes. Excellent.
Yes. Are you happy with that, Nix? Yeah. Yeah, he's happy with it. See?
Excellent. And now, this is a change near and dear to all of our hearts, and I wish Respawn were not on the plane so we could get the hottest of hot takes right now. So
Well, we can ask Mini Respawn how he feels in a minute.
We sure can. So everyone who's been holding on to sparrows and hoping that sparrow would have the best perk you wanted, and you're just farming for just the perfect sparrow with the perk you need.
What, are we
I've got
talking
some
about
good
the
news
mummy
for you.
sparrow?
We're talking about all the sparrows. So starting in Beyond Light, all sparrows, that's both your legendary and your exotic sparrows, will innately summon instantly.
I
You no
only have
longer need-
one. I only have one exotic one, and then I have all the others. I have all the purple, all the greens, all the blues, and there is a grey.
Well, as long as you've got your legendary or your exotic, it's going to summon instantly. You no longer need the Transmat Preloader perk. So as a result, there's no need to have this perk anymore. And no need to have Speed Demon anymore. So those perks were not carried forward. So now if you already are driving around your favorite sparrow with the Transmat Preloader, you can keep it. It'll use just fine. Nothing changes there. Or you can pull that sparrow from your collections again, and you'll have a sparrow with 2 new rolls, and it will still innately spawn immediately. So basically, every sparrow is summoned instantly, and if you have something with those perks, you can pull it again from your collections with a chance to get 2 different perks that'll actually be useful to you. Hot takes?
Hot takes? So
I mean-
you're intrinsically, which means that it's baked into that item, which means you'll be able to summon your sparrow instantly rather than have to wait for a perk to be on there. What's your hot take on that? One word.
So you say
No, one word. What's your one word?
I don't have a word.
You
But-
just no. You have to. Are you
So
happy?
you're
You sad? Joyous?
So you're saying that when you press blue button, it was immediately, so you don't have to hold it anymore.
Yes, I think that's what Parody's telling us.
Yes.
Woo!
There you go. Hot take is
when I
woo! I
was,
like it.
I was battling enemies and I was dying. I couldn't spawn my sparrow in time, so I died and I had to restart the whole thing.
You hear that, Bungie? He died because he couldn't summon his sparrow in time.
And now in Beyond Light, that will no longer be a problem.
There you go.
I like it. I dig it.
They will shoot your sparrow instead and blow that up and kill you again.
Exactly. Which is why you need the small baby sparrow, because it's harder to
Bungie.
find.
Yep.
Bungie's a meanie.
Indeed.
On brand there.
Bungie could have just gave us what we want instead of what they want.
Yes. Yes, Respawn. Exactly.
Perfectly on brand for Respawn. I like it. Marching on, we have Eververse change.
Down to
Eververse
the
changes.
wire.
Not down to the wire yet. We got many more wires to go.
Again, on
So-
brand with singing. Random singing.
That's what Respawn does.
I'm pretty sure
Trust
they
me, that be in there.
I got my first new hello, do da do da. I got my new hello, ah do do da day.
Oh,
Is that enough?
that's enough.
Do you want more?
marvelous.
Later.
That
You
deserves
suddenly woken up and become Respawn again. You sat here
all-
moaning.
You want more things? And I don't have any more things.
No, it's fine. Let Parody finish what he's going to say.
Let Parody finish cutting the wires and doing
No.
his Among Us job, and then we'll play some more Among Us after the murderer kills.
I have no idea what you just said, Respawn.
It's Among
Like
Us.
you said, sure.
Has anyone
So what I'm going to say
played
is
Among Us?
no.
You know this is a podcast. People can't respond to you unless they email you.
No.
Email Phoenix the Demon at phoenixthedemon@hotmail.com.
I don't have one.
Well, people don't email
But
responding.
you do.
At the end of the show, we can tell them all about
My
it.
demon does. Parody does.
Yeah.
Parody.
That's
And
all the
Parody,
things.
yeah.
parody and parody. I don't
It's
see
pronounced
the
poultry.
difference.
Get it right.
Dun, dun, dun.
There are some Eververse changes. So along with our Bright Dust, we're changing our Bright Engrams. So the Bright Engrams from Eververse will now contain content from Season 1 to whatever 3 seasons prior to the current season. So for instance, in Season 12, Season of the Hunt, your Bright Engrams can contain everything from Seasons 1 to 9. Next season, Season 13...
No,
your
the
Bright
season
Engram-
afterwards. Next season is season 12.
Oh. No, I
Wait,
thought
so
we-
we're on season 11 already?
No, Season 12 is Season of the
Hey,
Hunt. Season 13
we-
is the one that starts in
Just
February.
Parody.
Yeah. But
So
you,
Party.
Season 11 is Arrivals.
Party.
no, yeah, season 11 is Arrivals, yeah.
Party.
But you said next season, season 13.
Oh, sorry. Well,
We-
season
Party
12,
just got
Season of the
logged.
Hunt, your Bright Engrams will contain everything from Seasons 1 to 9. The season after that, it goes 1 to 10. Season after that, 1 to 11. So basically, anything 3 seasons old or older will be in your Bright Engrams. That's the way that works. That's a breakdown from the Bright Engrams. There will be instances of duplicate drops where the engrams will be weighted to at least give you more things you might be hunting. So the Bright Engrams, they have at least tried to do some weighting on things you don't already have. They're not saying there's duplicate protection. They're not saying you won't get duplicates. They're just trying to prevent as many duplicates. So maybe this gives us hope that Respawn was alluding to, that they've moved this into the rest of the game, or when you're trying to power level. I wouldn't hold my breath, but maybe there's hope.
And just a reminder that Festival of the Lost, Dawning, etc., any of the events that come up, those are the things that you have to spend your Bright Dust at, because they won't be available in the engrams for you later on.
Right. Yeah, that doesn't get lumped into the 3 seasons or older pile of content there. And now we are down to the wire. We're somehow a week away from this season. I don't know how we got here, but
Maybe we just took a shortcut. That's how we got here.
I think that's because our Sparrow, spawned faster, so we were able to get here faster and not get blown up. And now we have a player support report for the end of the season. And with our world activities, Beyond Light and Update 3.0.0 releases on November 10th, 2020, some world activities, and indeed entire worlds, will be removed. The removals are obviously related to the Destiny. These removals are not related to the Destiny content vault, but are a general game update. So players should complete any activities and quests they have left and rewards they want to claim from them. So all your flashpoints, whatever the flashpoint is that Bungie hasn't told us in 6 months, whatever it is, finish it. Weekly engrams should be claimed before November 10th, or they will be removed. All destination adventures. If you're adventuring, finish your adventure. All your world quests from your one location, such as Enemy of My Enemy, Exodus Black, and Data Recovery, finish it or it's going away.
I do like that they've told us this stuff, but I do feel that they've left it too far towards the end, because I think people that have gone around and done their flashpoints on the locations that are staying so that they can keep those there to power level when Beyond Light drops will be upset that they've kind of done these things and left them there to power progress. I think this should have been kind of told to us at the beginning of the season. The same with the raid mods, and the same with the tokens for the vendors. Things like that, little things, I think should have been explained a long time ago, because they obviously had this in mind when they were building Beyond Light with all the different systems. So it would have been nice for some people to kind of maybe avoid doing token farming, avoid from doing Scourge of the Past farming. Things like that would have, I think, they alleviate some of the backlash that Bungie get from the community later on down the line when they go, well, you could have told us this. So I think little things like that they're good with their communication, but they're not too great with it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's good that they're telling us. It would have been nice to know this earlier in the season, especially with the extended season.
Yeah. And the same, I think, like we've said when we said at the beginning of the season of arrivals, when we started telling people, right, this is the list of what we are speculating is going to go away. These are the triumphs that are going to be going away. Try and get these done in the next 3 months, and then tried to remind people over and over again before Bungie came out and said, right, this is what's being removed. This is what's going away. I think if they'd have come out and said, right, this is the stuff that's going away in the next 3 to 4 months, get this stuff done, rather than kind of go, oh, we're 3 weeks away from the end of the season. By the way, this is also going. By the way, this is also going. I think a little bit more communication in the future would help, because it stops the fear of missing out, like with the different triumphs and things that are going away.
Definitely agreed. As with the end of the season, we've already listed you the big list of things that they're taking out of your vault. And really, if you don't know what's leaving the game at this point, we're not going to tell you again. We're not going to tell you this week. You should know by now. Planets are going away, quests, currencies. You know what's happening. We're not going to review this. What we are going to tell you and remind you about is I hope you weren't, planning on playing day one or figuring out some time to grind up to the very last second of Destiny this season, because there is a 14-hour downtime coming.
But can I tell you what you could be doing in that 14-hour downtime, Brady?
What could you
be listening to next week's episode of our podcast in the downtime, because I'm guaranteeing that our podcast will be out by November 9th to listen to for Beyond Light. And hopefully we'll have Not Half back to give us a big dump of some of the things that we could possibly be looking forward to, and some lore speculation of what's going on. And hopefully Respawn will also be back to tell us or question off in more detail about what does this, who does that, why does that smell.
Yeah, so this is the perfect 14 hours, just to catch up on our podcast, all your favorite Destiny podcasts, all your favorite shows from all the good people. But it's also worth reminding everyone that, don't think you're going to be sorting things in your vault or moving things around, because as the game goes down, all the APIs go down, and all of your apps and websites stop working. So all those things we link to in the show notes every week, can't use any of them. Go do something else. Perfect time for podcasts and YouTube videos, my friends. So, Parody, you're saying, when does this happen? When does my game go away? And what am I going to do in that empty space in my heart where the game's not there to fill? Well, friends, maintenance is going to begin on November 9th. And if you're on the west coast of the US, that's at 7 p.m. On the east coast, you have until 10 p.m. Those folks over in London, 19, you guys are good. You have until 3 a.m. to play. In Sydney, Australia, you have until Tuesday at 2 p.m. So don't think you're coming home from work on Tuesday to play, because your game goes offline. So you have, starting then until November 10th, in the West Coast at 9 a.m. On the US East Coast, you have until noon. When the game comes up, London, you guys have to finish your workday, 5 p.m. UTC. And in Sydney, Australia, it's 4 a.m. on Wednesday. So, sorry, Australia. Once again, your whole Tuesday, Wednesday thing is just gone. And I'll just throw this out there that this is a scheduled 14-hour downtime. Don't be surprised if it goes longer.
Yeah.
Don't take 9 a.m. Pacific on November 10th as gospel. I took the day off work. I've got my Mountain Dew. I've got my Doritos. I'm sitting here. I'm going to power my game. I'm going to level grind. I'm going to get to the first state raid race. You're going to be screaming on Twitter and Destiny Reddit that nothing is working and everything's offline.
Unless
this is a big change. Don't expect it to go flawlessly.
Unless you're an Xbox player who's ordered a brand new Xbox that will be arriving on November 10th, and you'll be too excited to be setting that bad boy up.
This is true. Or if you have your PlayStation 4 Collector's Edition codes, that they may have received an email about a possible account lockout if they use their Collector's Edition code. The issue resulting in account lockouts for early code redemption has been resolved, and you can now actually safely redeem your codes. So that seems silly. Good job, PlayStation. And this is just another reminder, titles and seals, finish them, equip them, claim them before the end of the season, or they go away. So friends, on November 8th, make sure you finished everything you want to finish. Don't wait till the 9th, don't wait till the last second. Make sure you finished everything you want to finish. And with that, there's a couple more known issues, because again, games are hard, things take time, and computers are not our friends. The Warlock's top tree on the Dawnblade subclass can trigger the Icarus Dash cooldown when playing on PC. The players can't dismount their sparrows, when using the dismount button on a controller if their ghost is out. And some players report that they're frequently receiving baboon errors. So we have space monkeys. I think as we talked about last week or week before, can't get off your sparrow with your ghost out. And warlocks, you guys just have issues. So those are our known issues. Tune in next week for a bigger list of known issues. And when Beyond Light drops, the biggest list of known issues, because there will be so many issues, and we will soon get to know them.
Do you think they'll all have ice themes?
Yes. Everything should have an ice theme.
What?
Or maybe just flavors of ice cream. That's what the new eras will be. Rocky Road?
I don't know how I'll feel if I'm sitting here going, I can't play Destiny because cookies and cream keeps happening to me.
I think on brand and following the trend, they should. Beyond Light should ship with ice cream flavoured errors. Just saying, Bungie, you've got time to put it in there.
So we're having ice cream.
Yep,
Yes,
that's the
we
takeaway.
Everyone who's at Bungie gets to have
Nailed
ice
it.
cream for free.
Mhm.
Woo!
Absolutely nailed it.
I've been pistachioed.
You would be pistachio.
I don't know why you guys are telling comedian jokes.
We're telling jokes.
That's what we do here. We
why are
ramble
you a
on the video games
comedian?
and tell jokes. Are you new here?
Oh dear. So next week we will have a preview of some of the patch notes coming up Beyond Light expansion. But they want to leave us with plenty to discover on our own.
Ooh.
So hopefully there's not going to be too much next week,
Seriously?
but just a little bit.
Why a little bit?
Oh, there'll be something. I'm sure there's something that they haven't talked about in depth yet that they'll drop on.
Access to I'm in jail with tonight.
So just a few things from the Luke Smith Twitch appearance that he gave a bit of an interview on. He did say that the Dream City was a good goal for Europa and how they wanted to handle that content being delivered.
So you're saying you push Europa into Dream City?
No, I mean, no, what they were talking about is, with the 3-week curse cycle that you have on the Dreaming City where you see the big blights every now and then. No. Okay. In the Dreaming City, it's on a 3-week rotation, and there are blights that suddenly appear and different enemies that are on the Dreaming City each week. And there are lots of different secrets. You can go and jump through portals and do different things. The Dreaming City is quite big.
So is he saying that expect Europa to be sort of like the size and scale of Dreaming City, or that it'll have cycles like the Dreaming City?
I think he's trying to get to they had that in mind with what they did with the Dreaming City, with all these different crevices and these different things that you could kind of go and do. Like there was the
Dreaming
blind
City
well, there was you had to go and hunt the Ahamkara bones, you had to go and search for the different lore pieces, and it was quite big in what it actually encompasses, that whole place. And they had that as a goal in mind for how they built Europa. So I think that's what they're saying. There's going to be a lot to explore when we go to Europa. There's going to be a lot of little things for us to do.
So lots of little secrets, like when they said on the seasonal calendar, or the secrets in Europa to go explore and uncover and jump into, and that's cool. I dig it.
And he also hinted expanding on the darkness subclasses and teased more darkness subclass. So we're either going to, hopefully over the next year, expand on stasis. We're going to get more darkness subclasses. And he also said that Beyond Light isn't going to be as big as Forsaken. They had Vicarious Visions, they had studios with Activision kind of behind them to build that huge expansion that we had. But he's also made sure to say that it's not as big as Forsaken, but going to be bigger than Shadowkeep. So even though Shadowkeep is quite a big expansion, possibly somewhere in between, maybe closer to Forsaken, but not as big, which is quite nice.
It's like
there'll be
cutting
plenty there.
No, not cutting Forsaken in. He hasn't said that. He said that it's not as big as Forsaken, but it's bigger than the Shadowkeep expansion.
Yeah,
So
it'll be somewhere between Shadowkeep and Forsaken.
Shadowkeep was smaller than Forsaken.
Then what? Forsaken?
Which is
Forsaken's got loads of stuff.
all dropped at the same time, and it's hard to remember what came in which expansion because it was all everything at once.
Well,
Again,
with Forsaken, with Forsaken, if they're thinking of the Dreaming City, when we did Forsaken, we had to go and do the Tangled Shore for quite some period of time, and then when they finished the raid, didn't that unlock the Dreaming City for everybody?
I think it did, and I remember there was also like that quest you had to go through, like to get to the Dreaming City, like to go. I can't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, I think that unlocked it, but then still a game, that you sort of had to do the campaign to get to the Dreaming City itself. Because I remember unlocking it for each character bit by bit.
Yeah, and
so that'd be sort of interesting if it's there, not with the day one raid this time around. So yeah, I assume it won't be locked for the first couple of weeks behind because we're getting it day one, but. I wonder if there will be different pieces of it unlocked when the raid finishes, or when, different triggers, or if there will be some sort of cycle, maybe, not the 3-week curse cycle necessarily, but some sort of time, some sort of event that plays out over time.
Yeah,
I'm excited about the prospect of more, just the expansion of the subclasses and the idea, like you talked about, of sort of our dark vanguard with Drifter, Exo Stranger, and Eris Morn, just going down a whole different place in Destiny has taken us.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to be icy and evil?
I do like the fact that this week, every time I've kind of logged in, I've had a pop-up on the screen saying Bungie rewards are ending soon, or the season's ending soon, make sure you do this. I think that's nice that they've upped the communication. Unfortunately, it is in the last couple of weeks. I think things like this should have been done, as I said, at the beginning of the season, maybe like with pop-ups saying, right, make sure that you kind of, if you want to get the Reckoner title done, get it done by this, because these things are going away, these exotic quests are going away. So I mean, it has helped LFG in weeks. There's a lot more people. They're doing the smaller quests, going, can somebody come and help me do this one, can somebody help me do this one? And these are quests that kind of haven't been quite prevalent on LFGs for some time now, so it has kind of populated that community quite a lot, which is nice to see.
Yeah, it would have been sort of nice, like each week too, like with your pop up of, hey, Trials is here. Also did a second pop up saying Trials is here, and don't forget to do this, or use that spot to have a second thing going, and just reminder, this is going away. But I agree with you. I was happy to see when I popped onto the game this morning, I got the bombarded with the, hey, here's all the things going away. I'm glad again they're communicating in the game about the game. So I'm not saying don't listen to the good podcast people, but it's nice to have people who haven't found podcasts or have maybe just started in the game, don't know what the world out there looks like. It's nice to tell people in the game what's happening, so you don't say, oh, I got this new game and now it's all gone.
So now we've got to the Respawn's Report Roundup, read by Mini Respawn.
Drago Death has asked a question to DMG.
And what did Frago Death ask?
I was hoping for on mod
I was hoping for
info.
I was hoping for info.
Info on mod components in this TWAB. I have about 10k and nothing to spend them on. Can only delete one at a time. It would take out 8 hours to delete them all. Via KB macro, large stack size would at least help with storage.
What did DMG say?
This is the point of feedback that this team is aware of. Couldn't get any changes November 10th, but it's something they'll be looking at for a future season. Once we have more info, we'll let you know.
Sip your tea.
So,
hang on.
Respawn isn't listening.
No, because he's in his plane and he's up in the air and he can't listen. So, speaking of the ramen tokens, DMG had this to say on Twitter.
DMG said, we know this one stings. It's byproduct of cleaning up inventories and content vaulting. We know expired tickets mean to a lot to players, but we need to clean up some systems and subability and future development. Snap a picture, print it out on the frame it, hang it. Please not respond.
One more from Amelia.
Amelia said, does the light level change also apply to planetary vendors?
And DMG said,
Yes.
well done.
Dun 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 dun.
Now I think it's for tips, tricks, builds, and guides, if there are any, or if it's all just people saying
Natural.
Beyond Light, and we're playing on the
LOL, laugh out.
So something that has kind of been alluded to, suggested, is that there's going to be another end of the season world event, because there is a hidden emblem in the database called the Calamity Protocol. And this is one with a red exclamation mark, kind of war mine symbol looking emblem. That's the word.
Oh, interesting.
And people have been, I think they've been trying to data mine and try and find out where this emblem is going to be from. And I think much like we had with the end of the last season, where we had the Almighty crashing down and hitting the tower, and then you could go down and inspect the area near Zavala, and when you did that you got a hidden emblem. They're surmising that potentially next week, because it's the last week of this season, there is going to be a world event. So keep your eyes out, because even if you aren't playing, this may be a chance to go and get a very rare emblem that will pop up for either being there. I mean, you didn't have to be there for the last world event, you just had to claim it before the end of the season. So again, keep your ears to the ground and see if there's anything up next week. So potentially there could be. And also I want to kind of remind people, your umbral engrams that you are getting, do be aware of that once you've collected loads and loads of umbral engrams and you've kind of decoded them into your weapons and your armor, that levels up your prismatic decoder over in the corner. And once you level that up, it gives you an engram. And what I've been doing for the whole of the season basically is leaving them there. I haven't actually been collecting them. So it just keeps telling me that I've leveled it up and there's an engram there. And I think when I do go there, I've got like about maybe 30 engrams that I can suddenly collect from the machine that's just sitting there. So that's a way of that I've kind of been storing these extra engrams from just leveling up that machine. So I'm going to go and claim those before the end of the season.
Mhm.
We have a couple from Fallout Plays this week who has one on 13 must-haves for PvE weapons to get before Beyond Light drops. So if you are looking for something to do next week and you've got everything else kind of done, these are his recommendations for what he's going to be looking for in the weapons that are available now. So he's going to be trying to get the rolls on these weapons, and some of these rolls may be something that you might want to get hold of. So there's a good video for you for that. He also has a couple of videos on should you hoard bounties for Beyond Light, and there's a preparation guide part 2, which is updated. And then there's another video that he did in the last day or so, which was Beyond Light power leveling and bounty hoarding changes. So if you've been holding on to, or you've been doing these bounties and holding on to them for Strikes, Gambit, and Crucible, yes, you can hold on to them. But the only problem is, like they explained in the This Week at Bungie last week, any bounty that you turn in that's towards any progression towards an engram from a vendor. So if you do 8 bounties at the moment with Shax, 8 bounties with Zavala, 8 with the Drifter, you get a powerful reward at the end of turning in 8 bounties. If you turn in one bounty that contributes any XP to that engram will be capped at 1050 or last season's power level cap, which means that you won't be able to kind of power level yourself to get into the raids. So you remember when Bungie came out and said that anything that you've got from Fest of the Lost, anything from this season with the Prismatic Recaster, any of those bounties will be removed from your inventory. And the same with the planetary ones that you can kind of do weekly. There are ones that you can do weekly activities to get engrams for the Prismatic Recaster. So you can go to Titan and pick up a couple from Sloan each week and they will give you XP. But there are also planetary ones that you can get, which have always been around, that you could pick up and do like 30 arc kills on Titan, 30 Void on Io, things like that. So Titan, Io, Mercury, and Mars, anything that has got those in the name that is referenced, so that's any of the ones from those planets, even just like those daily ones, And the ones from the gunsmith, so if you've gone to the gunsmith and you've picked up the one where you get precision kills on a certain destination, if it's Titan, Mercury, Mars, or Io, they will also be removed from your inventory. So the safest ones to kind of go with, which Fallout kind of explains, are Nessus and the EDZ. And the daily ones that you can pick up from Devrim and Failsafe, there's 3 that you can pick up, but there's about 30 in rotation for each planet. So you could essentially hold on to 30 on each character for turning in, which won't affect any of your Vanguard, Crucible, Gambit ones. That if you want to kind of get a bump up on your XP gains for your season pass, you could potentially turn the Nessus and the EDZ ones in to kind of get a good head start on that. Then the best idea is to go to, if you're going to play the game mode, pick up fresh bounties from those vendors and say and turn in the fresh ones to the Strikes, the Gambit, and the Crucible. Once you've then collected your powerful reward from those, then turn in the extra ones that you've been holding on to from this season to then bump up your XP even further before you kind of move on to your next character. That's probably the best way to do it. Fallout Place does explain in his video how to kind of go around that and do that, but just be aware that the planetary ones, that's again Io, Mercury, Mars, and Titan, even the gunsmith ones that reference him, are all being removed from your inventory as well. Cool Guy this week did a really, really cool in-depth breakdown of hand cannon stability that he's been working on ever. And he did say that he's going to kind of update people with any changes in Beyond Light because of the different hand cannons with the way that they're changing. So he will update it and let people know. But he's done a really good in-depth video on hand cannon stability and the perfect stability stat to hit. So that is worth a watch. Go and check that out. I will also link the new Beyond Light launch trailer and the Vidoc if anybody's interested in going and look at those. And the Aztecross breakdown videos of these. Again, they potentially have spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch them. But if you are interested in knowing more stuff, it's there. So yeah, good hunting with all your different things that you're doing, all your achievements that you're trying to get done, or your triumphs you're trying to get done before the end of the season. Good luck with all of that. And yeah, that's all I have this week, apart from trying to get a lot more stuff done myself. I think that's the end of the show for us, Parody.
I'll do the outro.
No, Parody does the outro.
If he wants to, he can. I can send you the text.
No.
Okay, fair enough. Well, thank you for joining us. Your Titans are Parody and Night Demon. Your Hunter remote is no one respawn in real life. Your mini respawn is Phoenix the Demon. Your missing lore scribe, not Arf, out in the fields, collecting more lore, and he'll be back with us soon. You can email the show at 2titansanahunter@hotmail.com. And as a reminder, we still have our Blues Benevolent Hue giveaway going on. So if you're interested in joining that, tell us about a time you left your head off in Destiny. We have a lot of entries, and we look forward to reading them next week. Remember, you have until Beyond Light drops, or really until we record our podcast next week, Saturday morning, to get your entries in. You can find the show on Twitter at 2titans_hunter, on Instagram at 2titansandahunter, on Facebook at, you guessed it, 2titansandahunter. We're also on YouTube, and basically put us into anything like Spotify, you'll find our show. If you need raid help, go to the Guardian Hub or Guardian Downcast and hit up lfg.frozen.party. We're here to offer raid hindrance, trials hurt, and lots of giggling. And also, Pan's Vault Cleaning Service. If you need some vault space, Bungie will help you, and so will Pan or MX18. You can find all your favorite Guardians on Xbox Live, Respawn on PC, watch the show on YouTube, listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, YouTube, and everywhere fine podcasts are sold. And as always, gents, say good evening, say goodbye, and tell the people where they can find you.
It's all a lie. And Parody, you missed out one. You can play it on Amazon. That's why I can get it on my Alex.
No. That one's just for you.
No.
Say goodbye to Parody.
It does work.
Say goodbye to Parody.
Bye-bye, Parody. Bye-bye, person who took my name but replaced it with Knight. And bye-bye, Respawn, if he's not even here, but if he's got some bye.
Goodbye.
Wait, missing one person on the podcast. Bye-bye, not off. And bye-bye, Fuzzcar, and bye-bye everyone else who...
That's it. That's enough now. That's a wrap.
Bye, guys.
Okay, let's do a rap song.
Why don't you tell them a joke? Tell the guys a joke.
Why?
Because you like telling jokes.
This is...
Not on
this is
command,
not
he doesn't.
Respawn.
Yo, man.
So we
I
got
don't know if Demon
Respawn.
can hear me, but his kid is, I don't know, man. Like when he said Respawn only has one follower, and it's himself. Although it's true, it doesn't hurt until you hear a child say it.
It cuts deep. It cuts real deep.
What did the grape say when he got stepped on? Nothing. He just let out a little whine.
Oh, God.
You asked for it. He delivered.
You said about 2 minutes ago, why don't you tell them a joke?
That was like 2 minutes ago.
That's what I just said 2 minutes ago.
I mean, it's
That's
right on pace for Respawn.
I want to say something.
What's your hot take?
What's your hot take?
No hot take. And you said I can butt in anywhere. No.
Yeah. Is that it?
No. It's another joke.
Oh, God.
Why do witches have name tags?
I don't know. Why do witches have name tags?
To tell which witch is which.
Right, moving on.
Oh, put in random dolphin to make it appear like Phoenix is really swearing. Oh my god, Respawn, no! Someone get Respawn.
I wish she was here to hear that.
Someone get Respawn for me.
No.
How about I have the whole headset for the whole thing, and then...
How about no?
Are you kidding me?
How about I have the headset back?
Are you kidding me?
And I just rampage everywhere and talk non-stop about Respawn secrets. Like
What
how
are
Respawn
Respawn's
doesn't
deepest
even know
secrets?
how to jump.
Yeah, Respawn would also like to know what his deepest secrets are.
Respawn's deepest secret is... Dun 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 dun.